Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing sort of a versus matchup type of video. Going to be giving my thoughts. This was a viewer requested topic by YouTube username SirGV, and he left a comment in the last video. Wanted to hear my thoughts on who is more powerful, the current form we're seeing for both Goku and Vegeta, namely in this video Goku, the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God from the first Battle of Gods movie, versus the form from the very end of Dragon Ball GT, the Super Saiyan level 4 Goku. Okay, so wanted to get my thoughts on this one. I think it is a good video topic for suggestion. Now, some points right off the bat. The Super Saiyan 4 was not designed by Akira Toriyama. It was designed by Toei animator character designer Katsuyoshi Nakasuru. So, just so you know, the Super Saiyan Level 4 and kind of GT as a whole now, as we're starting to see more and more, this was a conversation we had years ago. Did some videos on this, people asking and want to hear my thoughts on whether or not GT is even canon at all, since it wasn't written by Toriyama and it wasn't, the character designs weren't done by him. So this is a good example of a part of it that you have to ask whether or not it's canon in the universe. Toriyama said in an interview that he considers it to be a nice little side story or side tale. Does that mean it is canon or it isn't? That's open to interpretation. What exactly he meant by that, and you have translation in there too, of course, to English. My take on it is this: he views it as kind of a nice little what-if story, but that it's not actually canon. So Dragon Ball GT, I would say at this point, is not canon. It's a side story. It's a what-if scenario. In DC and Marvel, they often do this with a kind of multiverse take on things. They'll say, like, if this writer in this comic book did a something with a certain character here, that's one universe, and then in another universe it'll be different. So with Dragon Ball GT, does it occur in the actual regular universe that we're seeing right now in Dragon Ball Z? I say no. I would see it as a different universe. I would see it as basically not being that original canon that we're used to. But that said, it is a fun topic to discuss of who is more powerful between these two forms. The Super Saiyan God, either, and it doesn't really matter, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, which we're going to see in the Revival of F movie that's going to be hitting this summer, or Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods that we saw with Goku earlier with the red hair versus the blue hair. It doesn't really matter, either one. Let's go with the red hair version for this discussion, because the blue one I'm sure is going to be even more powerful than the red. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan mode. It gets a little crazy, I'll be honest here. So that said, my thoughts on Super Saiyan Level 4. Super Saiyan Level 4, if you look at the power levels, now, the power levels, sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. It's one of those things where you have to take power levels with a grain of salt, because sometimes they work and they make sense for earlier on in the series. Other times they don't. The Dragon Ball Wiki, I'll reference that's power levels. It has Beerus listed at 2.5 billion. It has Whis at 3.75 billion with a B. And then you have, let's see here. You have Goku at 1.5 billion in his Super Saiyan God form. So now compare that to GT. I haven't been able to find online an official ranking for where GT power levels would actually be. It's arguable, in terms of the different forms of where he would be. Some people say, he'd be at this point. Some people say that. For example, Gogeta would be at 25 billion. Do I think Gogeta is more powerful than Beerus? No, I don't think so. Do I think he's more powerful? Maybe if you had him in the form of both, Super Saiyan Gods fused, then yes, but not in Super Saiyan Level 4, I don't think. It's got some for Omega Shenron, you've got Super 17, and, all the different characters we see in Z, or in GT. So I would say between the two, who's more powerful? Is Super Saiyan Level 4 more powerful than God Goku and God Vegeta in their Super Saiyan 4 states? I would say no, I don't think so. Also, Super Saiyan God was actually designed or heavily influenced by Akira Toriyama. Apparently, if you read the wiki on this one too, the initial design was supposed to be a lot more kind of, I believe it says here, stealthy and more muscular. And Toriyama refused to do that. He wanted Goku to just kind of look like he's very normal, but then have, like the tweak with the hair or, change of hair color and that, but to remain just as skinny. They didn't want him to puff out like your SSJ or your puffed out Super Vegeta type form. Yeah. So okay. So for this one, I go like this. This is my opinion. All right. I would say that even though Super Saiyan 4 is pretty cool, it's not designed by Toriyama. It's not canon, and I don't think it makes sense either. Why do they grow red hair all over them? Now, I know they go to Uzaru and that, and they come back down afterwards. Why do they regrow their tail? Why does this happen? It doesn't seem to make sense with an energy, an energy coming from, like if you power to a certain level, things can change. Like the energy can come out of your body. I always viewed Super Saiyan, even level 1, as there's so much energy coming out of him that his hair, changes in the color and everything because of the amount of energy that's coming out of him all the time, right? At least that's the way I like to look at it. Now, if you have, your God form, you have your red, you have your blue, you have, amounts of energy, and it can change based on that. But with regards to Super Saiyan 4, it's a weird form, and I personally don't really like it. I definitely prefer the Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan over it in terms of my preference. Which one's more powerful? I would say Super Saiyan God. I mean, if you're at a God level, no matter how strong you power up in the regular universe, if you're in that kind of regular universe type of power range, I don't think you could ever really achieve godlike power in that kind of a plane, right? Godlike power to me would be like something that's kind of existential or above or other realm type deal that you would be able to tap into, which is greater than that of our regular reality or of the regular Z reality. So I would say that even though there's no real power levels, you can say this one's at that one's at that, or people can argue. They can say, well, Super Saiyan 4 is this said in this, and other people, no, it's that because this couldn't be that because this form lost to this person and this person. You can get into the power level craziness, right? So I would just say, just to simplify it, keep it nice and simple. Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, both forms stronger than Super Saiyan 4, and Super Saiyan 4 not really being 100% real or legitimate anyway. Those are my thoughts on it. Not designed by Toriyama. Does the form even make sense when you analyze it? It's arguable. I would go with, Super Saiyan God mode Goku and Vegeta being better than their Super Saiyan 4 end of GT counterparts, which are basically your high-powered physical plane, regular plane of existence modes versus a God mode, which is a different type of, it's a hack, it's a cheat. It's like the old games, you use a God mode hack and you can just go around and nobody can touch you because you're tapping into that, that existential, that otherworldly force that you just can't achieve on the regular plane of existence. So those are my thoughts. I say Super Saiyan God more powerful, kind of erases, the events of GT. It kind of shows that GT is not the same universe, in my opinion, the events at the end of Z, and I'm sure Super is just going to cause more of that, so that eventually GT will be looked at as basically a side story, a side tale that is filler. It's a filler series, which is weird to even think of. But not the actual regular universe. So let me know what you guys think about which form's more powerful. Which form do you like better? Which form do you like the look of better? Which do you think would win in a versus? I got to go with God mode, either one. Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, either one as being more powerful than Super Saiyan level 4. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Write them in the comments below. If you guys like the video, please thumb it up below. Do me a favor, thumb it up if you wouldn't mind. Share it, favorite it, and if you're new, you want to see more DBZ videos from me, go ahead and subscribe. Bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. See you guys for the next one. Send me any video requests you have. And it's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.